I'm here
That's good.
at the Regolith Challenge. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, this is intense. This was like watching a weigh-in at a Mike Tyson fight. Who was underweight? Who was weight? This lucky, they had more stuff to add. Just lose some duct tape. I lied. Oh my God, this is intense. Matt, what do you think? Do you think they're going to be able to cut the weight?
I think so.
We're down here, and they're the weigh-in, and it turns out they're 0.15 kilograms overweight. We're going to see if they can cut some weight real quick. Matt thinks they can do it.
It's about a pound for people who speak English.
That's okay. Yeah. Aren't you a scientist?
No, I'm an engineer.
Oh, because he just told us that 0.1 kilograms was about a pound for normal people.
Yeah,
Now a kilogram is 2.2 pounds.
Yeah,
so 0.1
I meant
is
less than a pound.
You never bought a kilo in your life?
Never, yeah.
He sticks to 8 balls. The judges are going in for another meeting. These guys are, I think they have a bar back there. Really, they're just like, hey, we're thirsty. Let's go back and make a cocktail. Every time they come back, they're a little more fun. When I got here, they yelled at me. And now they're like, what's up? We don't buy a pound, we buy an ounce.
Okay.
So they made it into 69.5 kilograms, which is just under the mark.
You gotta go, guys. Get out, guys. You're good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Power on.
Oh, and that's it.
Maybe. That rock wasn't quite the exact size and shape of a bowling ball.
I don't know.
What's to get out of the whole algorithm?
He does random behavior on startup, and hopefully that incorporates something programmatically that we didn't think of. The entire robot is behavioral.
We've noticed these rocks are causing a lot of trouble. What do you think about the rocks?
Very much not
Within the rules.
similar to a bowling ball in size, shape, or weight.
You've been involved in the battle bots?
Yes,
That was the TV show, right?
yes, yes,
That was pretty intense.
yes. It's coming back.
Were those robots designed as futuristic weapons?
No. They're glorified RC cars.
Oh.
But they beat each other up, so you can't argue with
They're
that.
glorified RC cars. And another one bites the dust. Literally.
I looked at it.
They didn't anticipate the rocks being as they were. They were pretty much planning on them being bowling balls, pretty much exactly. So
Is that what they said? Everybody says bowling balls. Is that how they described
the
it?
description of the contest, as far as I know, was that they were the size and shape and weight of bowling
Balls
balls.
were going to be totally different.
Yeah, they anticipated being able to roll them, just roll them out of the way, and that didn't work
A lot
out.
of bowling going on in the moon.
I've never been there. I couldn't say.
What's all this talk about bowling balls on the moon? When did we discover that people were bowling on the moon?
There are no bowling balls on the moon. However, the size and the size of the rocks that we were looking at were about the size of bowling balls.
None of them worked today. What do you think? I mean,
I think
why not?
I think they worked, but they just never got to the starting line.
We definitely moved the goalposts because last year we had envisioned mobile units, autonomous units that could go out and scoop up dirt, and we didn't get that. We got oscillating arms. What NASA was interested in was the mobility aspect of it. So it was better to rewrite the rules, get it right this time, and that's part of the iterative process of the competition.
They had versions of rules. We're anticipating having to build our own ramp cover. The initial plan to use plywood with paint has a coefficient of friction less than the tangent of the angle of the ramp.
I've heard a lot of the robots are having behavioral problems. I mean, they have bad attitudes. Why should they have behavioral issues?
The designer of the software gets really committed to getting inside the head of that robot, and so it makes a very close bond that you start thinking of it as an extension of yourself if you've done 1,000 lines of code. And then all of a sudden you realize that with 1,000 lines of codes, you don't know everything that it can do, will do, or want to do.
Is Japan ahead of us in the robotics industry then?
They're taking a strong attitude because of the gentrification of a country. The busy new lifestyle of the younger folks is how do you take care of mom and dad when they're getting old? And some of these robots are so talented and so personable and actually have an artificial intelligence interface that they'll remember a conversation, they'll have humor, and they can do just regular chores like help me in the crossword puzzle.
Would you be willing to come back in time if that was the technology in the future to save the world from robots?
I embrace our robot overlords.
This is where a robot has to recognize a can of Bud Light. He passed it. He passed it. Giant step for a robot kind.
Like I said, there was 8 or 9 robots who came out here and tried to get their motion on in that Zen garden sand pile in the sandbox out there. None of them were able to complete the challenge. Was it too hard? Was it a nasty conspiracy? We'll never know. Point is that everyone had a good time. Hopefully some technology was developed that'll be useful for scooping regolith, which turns out you can make oxygen from. Who knows? Maybe someday we can use that technology down here on Earth.
Oh, it's moon regolith.
Chip, look, I'm filling in for Cassandra. You can't expect me to know. I didn't even know what regolith was until I got here. So nothing, you can't expect me to be perfect. Cassandra, by the way, not cool. Your job isn't that hard, frankly, but not cool anyway. I don't know what you would have asked if you were down here, but I guarantee some of my questions were pretty on point.